I am Mr. Anderson, and this is my review of Judges. So I was given Judges, which is now on Kickstarter as of filming this video, to preview and review, and it is distributed by Enjoy Comics. It is written by, hold on, we're going to get that screen up in 1 second. It is written by Ben Miller. The art's by Cory Hamscher. The colorist is Thomas Mason and Sean Fornery. Lettering is by Marshall Dillon and Julio Guerrera. That is the team. Again, it's from Enjoy Comics. We're going to go through the standard 7 questions, which all these reviews go by. All right, so the question 1 is quick description of the title and the creator in their own words. So for that, we actually can just go to the Kickstarter page itself, which describes this as Judges is a supernatural demon-killing action comic series. Judges is a comic book written by Ben Miller and drawn by Cory Hamscher. It is the story of 3 modern-day heroes battling evil. So that's right off of the Kickstarter page itself. And here are the 3 heroes, modern-day heroes. Now, I was a little confused about this before reading it. I thought that somehow it had to do with established heroes. I don't know why I thought that. Obviously, I was wrong. So it is about 3 brand new created heroes that are very interesting, actually. And I like the diversity in the casting of these characters. And it felt very organic. So credit to the creative team for that. Like, I really did like these characters very much. And the first impression of the title, Judges just made me feel like, you know, this was going to be more about executioners and more like Punisher, but it's very far and away from that. In fact, it has to do with these 3 being brought together and wind up going out and fighting and battling demons throughout the world. And the way that the story is woven together is very fantastic. And I'm going to give you a picture of one of the demons that just right away got me. And it was kind of interesting that, unfortunately, I'm spoiling it for some of you, but I didn't know it was about demons when I first picked it up because it doesn't mention it's about demons necessarily. So I was very, very happy to find out more about the story through reading it. Sometimes I think that's almost more fun to find it that way as opposed to finding it in other ways. Like, you know, sometimes you find it by, you know, a video like this. I'm ruining it for certain people. I sometimes don't like to read a lot about it before I read a comic, especially reviewing it, because I like to be surprised. So was I entertained and excited to turn the page? Absolutely. The story got me hooked. I mean, the art is fantastic. The art is just mind-blowing. I think that this is one of those fantastic stories that should be told, and I'm glad to see it getting told because it's very interesting in the way that the technique is used to introduce the characters. And I was very excited to see characters seeming to come alive and jump off the page. It didn't leave me wanting a continued story. Now, the story that I got to preview was actually, it felt like 3 comics in one. It wound up being a total of 104 pages, some art mixed in there at times for what could be alternative covers for the certain stories, such as this could be its own cover for its own story at a certain part when they finally, all 3 of them come together. So I got to read 100 pages in a row, which was great. I didn't have to wait for anything, and I got to see the story come together. I could see where there would have been cliffhangers that definitely would want you wanting more. And at the end of the 100-page story I read, of course, I wanted more. I want to know what's next. I just you get to see this team to come together, but I definitely want to see their continuing stories, and I want to know where these demons are coming from. And how long have they been here, and what are all the hidden meanings? So the creative team did just an absolutely fantastic job bringing a story to life. Our next question are, were the characters relatable and interesting? Absolutely. Like I said at the very beginning, I compliment them for the diversity. I compliment for the authenticity that comes with this. It feels very natural. The character use is amazing. I said the characters seemed to come jumping off the page for me, so I was really, really impressed by this. And it was just well put together all along the way with the art and all that. And I think it was just a spectacular ability to storytell, and it never got you down a road where you always knew what was next. And I thought that was kind of interesting. There are definitely moments where you're something like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. What was my thought of the comic overall? I thought it was a comic book that should be read. Honestly, I thought it was one of those things that I actually felt bad that I had waited so long because I'd been busy to actually get to the story and read it, because it was like, I was very impressed by it. You know, I thought it was well done, all in all, together. The art is fantastic. There's this shot right here of the, the infrared goggles at this point that they're using, and night vision's used at a point. There's a great use of technology and all that. So I was very impressed with that. Finally, do I recommend this to others? I'm going to go ahead and stamp this as Mr. Andersin approved. You guys will find this in my approved section. I definitely think that if you guys are watching this and you haven't backed a Kickstarter, you definitely should. I'm trying not to give away too much of anything. I'm just showing you some awesome pictures of, this team coming together and pretty much being badasses against demons. There's definitely some awesome action adventure. There's a lot to go on with demons. So if you haven't already backed this, now is the time to back this on Kickstarter. I was very, very pleased with being able to read this. I was thrilled by being given the opportunity to read this. Obviously, I've given you no spoilers. There's a lot more interesting facts to it, like who the characters are. And I didn't really mention that on purpose because I want you to find out on your own, because I think their stories are amazing. That's it for now with this. I mean, this is just a no-brainer. Looking at the art, I'm telling you right now, it's worth backing. Go to Kickstarter right now. If you're watching this video on YouTube, I'll make sure to put the link in the information section, how to get to it. And if you're on this Unwritten Sins, you see it right there. That's it for now. We'll see you at the next review. Just want to compliment the team on the way out once again for a fantastic ability to storytell. And I'm going to give a shot of the cover as we fade out. Fantastic story. Good job, Ben, Cory, Sean, Thomas. It really was a great book. Thank you for letting me review it. That's it for now. I'll see you guys at the next review.